Before we get to our guest speakers, we would like to take a few moments to recognize a few individuals who, without their support, this project would not have been possible. They are Governor Bill Lee, who you will hear from in a minute, Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally, who has been so supportive of this project and representing us at the state level, but he's unable to be with us today. Doug Overby, retired state senator, who initially worked with Lieutenant Governor McNally to assure the funding for the project. TBR Chancellor Dr. Flora Tidings, who you will hear from in a minute. James King, retired TBR Vice Chancellor, who supported the project in the early days. Scott Burton, Clinton City Mayor. Terry Frank, Mayor of Anderson County. And Vice President Patrick Wade of TCAT Knoxville, who had the oversight of this project from start to finish.
And continuing on with that very important list, we're very glad to have Representative John Reagan with us here today, as well as a number of other individuals. Scott Laska, representing SL Tennessee, responsible for the donation of the land that made this facility possible. Thank you so much. Tim Thompson, President Emeritus of the Anderson County Economic Development Association. Dr. Tim Parrott, who is the Director of Anderson County Schools. Rick Meredith, who is the CEO of the Anderson County Chamber of Commerce, as well as serving as an Anderson County Commissioner, and on a personal note, is getting married tomorrow, as I understand it. And even though we're not sure he could be with us, Dwight Murphy, who's the president of TCAT Oneida Huntsville, formerly the president of TCAT Knoxville, who started this project before passing the baton on to President Cheney, as well as has Regent Varlin come in. Regent Danny Varlin was going to try to be here. If you are here, Regent Varlin, we certainly appreciate all that you do. Manny Hertz, who is the principal architect at Adams Craft and Hertz and Walker for their building and classroom design of this lovely facility that you're going to get to tour in just a little bit. Denart Construction, Dr. Kim McCormick from TBR is here, Ryan Lucas. We'd like to thank and sort of categorically recognize anyone else who is here from the Tennessee Higher Education Commission and the Tennessee Board of Regents. Thank you very much. Anyone who is here from representing the Anderson County Commission or any other county-wide office, thank you for being here, as well as our friends from the city of Clinton. Thank you so much. Anderson County Schools, for our folks who are here from the State of Tennessee Economic Development. Cindy Boshears is here, I know somewhere, from Representative Chuck Fleischman's office, as well as Riley Lovingood from Senator Haggerty's office. Thank you for being here. We've got some members of the Rhone State Foundation who are also here. And so again, I know in a group this important, there are people we're probably leaving off by name. We apologize for that, but it truly took this entire community to make this happen, and we are so grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you for your support. And I have to say, and get in trouble for this, the person who made today's event happen is standing right over here. I want to thank Tamsin Miller for all she does to make events like this happen seamlessly and flawlessly.
As you can see, this campus would not have happened without the help of so many. And although we do not have time to get to everyone today, we would like to invite a few members of our orchestra up to the microphone to say a few words. Scott Laska, representing SL Tennessee, who is responsible for donating the land for this facility. Scott?
Thank you, Kelly. It's a pleasure for us to be here today, representing SL Tennessee. The one thing you can say about Anderson County, when we all work together, we can accomplish a lot of things in a short period of time. In today's market, everybody talks about collaboration between the private industry and the government. Without the help from everybody, this facility would not be here. It starts with the state of Tennessee with the economic development. Went as far as the city of Clinton donating the land that we're actually on to one of our developments that we brought another 700 jobs to Anderson County. So that was the impetus for us to be able to give back to the county the ability to build this facility here. So when private business and government and education and everybody comes together, we can lead to great things for our community. We're proud to be able to be part of this community and proud to be able to say that we helped this community, and when we are gone, this facility will still be here and providing education and opportunities for the residents of Anderson County. As recently I heard a quote, and it brought me to realize that the days are longer, but the years are shorter. And if you think about that, as you get older, you'll realize what that means. So we want to thank everybody who's given us the opportunity to speak to you today, the governor, particularly in the state of Tennessee, the economic development, city of Clinton, Tim Thompson, Dwight. There were 4 of us that really started this idea, and we're very proud. And students in the back, when you graduate, if you look to your left, there's a big building right there. Right in the front is HR. Okay, so it would be a pleasure for us to hire you, and that was another reason for us to get involved in the community, give people opportunities so that they can come next door, and I'll hire them and be able to provide for your family and the future. Thank you very much.
Mayor Terry Frank.
Thank you so much. It is an incredible honor to have Governor Lee here today on this very exciting day for Anderson County, the people of our community, and also the region and state. A lot of genuine partnership, collaboration, and hard work has taken place with many leaders and officials of the past who began this project to those who saw it through to its completion. On behalf of Anderson County, I want to thank each and every hand that has had a part in bringing us to this day. From the funding partners to the architects and construction teams, to industries and associations, to elected and appointed officials. I would like to thank Governor Lee and his administration, Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally, Representative John Reagan, Representative Dennis Powers, and the Tennessee General Assembly, Commissioner of ECD Bob Rolfe, and the Tennessee Board of Regents, Mayor Scott Burton, City Manager Roger Houck, and the City of Clinton, Eagle Bend Manufacturing, SL Tennessee, Ishan Automotive, the Education Foundation for the Clinton City and Anderson County Schools, our Anderson County Board of Commissioners who committed a major financial investment to this project, Rick Meredith and the Anderson County Chamber of Commerce, the Hensley family, the City of Norris, Greg Fay and Andy Wallace and the entire Anderson County Economic Development Association, Dr. Tim Parrott and the Anderson County Board of Education, Oak Ridge, Anderson County, and Clinton City school systems, numerous local city and county elected officials, and of course, those who will be operating this wonderful and beautiful facility, Roane State Community College and Tennessee College of Applied Technology. This project is the result of many years of dreaming, visioning, working, and negotiating. And I do want to take a moment of personal privilege to personally thank some folks who are not still in the roles they were in when this was just a dream. Former Director of Schools Larry Foster, former Governor Bill Haslam, former ECD Commissioner Randy Boyd, and former Representative Harry Brooks. And most especially, former President of TCAT, Knoxville, Dwight Murphy, who was there from ground zero, connecting us, developing PowerPoints, and getting it kicked off with a Labor and Education Realignment Program grant application for equipment. And critically, the workhorse of this entire effort, Tim Thompson, former president of ACETA. In closing, the folks in this room deserve mighty and strong praise for being part of this incredible coalition. This is how government is supposed to work with the private industry that has brought us this incredible facility. Together, we will be opening opportunities for the people in our county and region, and we will be better poised to retain and recruit local industry. While it is a win for economic development, a win for industry, a win for education, Most importantly, it is a win for the people who will find their lives changed, their horizons broadened, and their futures brighter. Governor Lee, thank you, and God bless everyone.
Tim Thompson, President Emeritus of Anderson County Economic Development. Thank you, sir.
Well, I think Mayor Frank has thanked everyone that I was going to thank today, but it makes me think of a speech President Kennedy made years ago. He said, "We choose to go to the moon not because it's easy, because it's hard." Well, this wasn't always easy, and thanks to all the folks that Mayor Frank mentioned, we made it a reality. But to go back a little history, look at the history, back in 2015, Dwight Murphy approached me about having a satellite TCAT facility in Anderson County because they were running out of room and they were having hundreds of Anderson County students attending. So we had a plant manager meeting at MAG USA. We had Dwight Murphy there, and we had James King there. We had the new ECD commissioner, Randy Boyd, there. And Randy became one of our biggest supporters of this project. So they pretty much made a commitment if we would do two things, that they would build us a 10 to 12,000 square foot TCAT. Number one, we needed to acquire a building rent-free for 2 years during the construction. And number two, donate 5 acres of land. So we immediately began the search with Rick Meredith. Rick and I worked together as a team from day one on this. But we identified an old grocery store owned by the Hensley family in Norris. And Rick Hensley was one of the main players in this. He couldn't attend today, but his daughter and son are here. I want them to stand up because without them, it would have never happened. They gave us the building originally it was going to last for 2.5 years. It's lasted a little bit longer, but rent-free. And they were always easy to work with on anything we asked them to do. And like Mayor Frank mentioned, the county commission, Anderson County Commission was involved, and Eisen and Eagle Bend donated money. I need to thank Chairman Burrow from the Anderson County Board of Education. They were involved in the project. And Mayor Frank mentioned the Education Foundation. But one thing that we didn't talk about was the city of Norris and Mayor Mitchell. They sacrificed greatly in order to make this happen in Norris, and it couldn't have happened without them. We need to salute them. I guess the other person I really like to mention that was a major player in this is Lieutenant Governor McNally. Originally, this project was going to be about a $4 million project, about 10 to 12,000 square feet. And thanks to Lieutenant Governor McNally's lobbying of Governor Haslam, we were able to double the size of the building and double the grant. So once again, thanks for all of you out there that had a role in this, and I can't wait to see this facility. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tim. You won't talk about how much hair you lost and everything through the whole process. Yeah. He mentioned the Lieutenant Governor, whom we're obviously very grateful to, but all the members of the General Assembly. And at this time, I'd like to invite John Reagan, if he'd like to come to the podium and say some words.
Thank you. It's been said by Shakespeare that brevity is the soul of wit, so I will try to be very brief so that y'all think I'm smart. However, I must say that without teamwork, things like this could not happen. Teams are groups of people that pull together for a common purpose, a common cause. And in this case, there is no greater cause that we could pull for than to the benefit of our community, to educate its citizens, to be able to be good, productive citizens. That's what this is all about. And I want to say thank you to everyone that was involved in this, kicking it off, getting it off the ground, and most importantly, bringing it to fruition. From that standpoint, I would say, as one of my old high school football coaches used to say, well done. Congratulations.
Now, may I introduce to you Chancellor Flora Tidings. Chancellor Tidings is Chief Executive Officer of the Tennessee Board of Regents System, managing operations of the system office and providing strategic leadership for the system's institutions. She was a professional educator in Georgia until moving to Tennessee in 2015 to accept a position as president of Chattanooga State Community College. And in 2017, she was appointed Chancellor to the Tennessee Board of Regents College System. Please make welcome Chancellor Tidings.
Well, good afternoon, and it is a pleasure to be here with everyone this afternoon. And as Kelly had talked about starting in the beginning, this was an orchestra. To get everyone here today, well, I would like to say that the orchestra is now playing Oh Happy Day, because that's exactly what it is today. The group of people that are sitting here that worked on this project, they had this project in mind already prior to my coming into office, and I think I'd been there about a day and a half when I got a phone call saying, we want to move this forward. We need to make this the best building that we possibly can in Anderson County, and that is exactly what you have done. It did start out just to be a TCAT, but because of the great partnership between our TCAT and our community college and the need that the community college had here in Anderson County, because as most of you know, they were operating at the old armory, to which they had to move out for 2 weeks during Fair Week. They picked up all their equipment and took it out so that the fair could come in. And the first time I heard that, my eyes kind of rolled back in my head, and I thought, we've got to come up with a better solution. This is the solution. I cannot thank you enough, each and every one of you, for what you've done to advance higher education in the state of Tennessee. The individuals, the students that are in this room, you are going to go on to have a bright future. The soccer team that's here today, the volleyball team that's here today that is the championship winners, we are all going to be able to move higher education forward because of the stand that the individuals that were mentioned before have taken. I also have the great pleasure today to introduce our governor to you. And you all know who he is. You've all read his bio. You know the great job that he's doing, but very specifically, I would like to talk for a moment about what he's done to support higher education in Tennessee. He has been with us before he got elected. He started talking about the value of higher education and technical education and being able to get a job when you finished. And not only did he just talk about it, but he has put his money behind us. He has helped support us every year since he's been in office. And this past year, the support that he gave to us, the money that he gave to us for the TCAT waitlist to move forward to be able to train more individuals in Tennessee. We had 11,000 students on a waitlist. He gave us $58 million to change that. And I'm very happy to tell you, as of this moment in time, we've increased the number of students by 14% in 6 months because of that money. He put that money into the budget. Our legislators so graciously agreed with this, and it moved forward. So I cannot thank them enough for the support that they have given to us. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor at this time to introduce our governor, Governor Bill Lee.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tidings. This is exactly the kind of event that I like to come to. It has so many things about it that are right about what's happening in our state. And it starts with those men and women in the back of the room. We're a state that's filled with unique people that have a spirit about them, a work ethic about them, a desire about them, and it's represented by the young people that are in the back of the room. I used to run a company I worked there 35 years and I ran it for 25 years. We had about 1,500 workers, and they were primarily plumbers and pipe fitters and electricians and HVAC technicians. And I spent my entire life working with gifted individuals who had a unique ability to attach their brain to their hands in ways that a lot of other people do not have. And I knew the value of those individuals because I saw them for 25 years working in building this state in many ways. But I also knew that we were not providing pathways of opportunity and success in our educational system like we should be. Because I knew that we couldn't find those skilled workers in our company as we wanted to grow that company and expand our services. We couldn't find them. Not because there weren't those gifted people out there, but because we didn't create an opportunity for them to use those and leverage those gifts. That's what's happening right here. And that's what's so exciting to me. We started something when I came into office called the Governor's Investment in Vocational Education Act, the GIVE Act, primarily to give people an opportunity who have that gifting to change the way high school looks. So not only does it provide success for a certain group of students, but that it provides success for all students that have all kinds of giftings and all kinds of direction and all kinds of motivation and all kinds of desire in their life. So this is very exciting, and I'm so grateful to be here. The people that have been responsible or have been thanked for the most part, and so I won't go through that list again, but I do want to thank, and I wanted to start with the students. I thank you for pursuing the path that you're pursuing, because we desperately need you in this state. I just was a part of interviewing and frankly working really, really hard for the last 8 or 9 months to pursue Ford Motor Company's decision to announce, to locate their company in our state. We worked really, really hard to get that done. And I sat across the table from the COO and gave her my word that we would deliver that project for them and that we would deliver the workforce that they needed to come into our state. Probably the most significant economic development announcement and decision that's happened in Tennessee in decades. And one of the reasons that Ford decided to come here is because they said they recognized that our state understood the value of those students. They understood the need for workforce development. They understood the future of technology, the future of the automotive industry, the future of manufacturing depends on a state's understanding of the future of their young people that are engaging in the education system. So I want to thank you, because when the pursuit that you have taken here is representative of what's happening with thousands and thousands of students all across our state. And the other person I want to thank again is Scott. And the reason I say that is because you represent the private sector. Government is not the answer to the greatest challenges we have in our day. And government can only do so much, and we can fund and we can create an environment, and there are all sorts of segments of government and government agencies here and educational institutions. But what drives what we're doing here is the private sector and their investment in their capital that they invest and the jobs that they create and the need that they have for these folks that are going to fill the jobs. And frankly, as governor, there's a lot of jobs that we have. There's a lot of things I do. But what I do know most is that opportunity changes a family's life. When I went down to that Haywood County where Ford was going, I went to the high school there and I realized that maybe for the first time in generations, the young people in that high school will have the opportunity to stay in their county, raise their family there, work, worship, live, and play. And it was an opportunity that was diminishing in that part of the state until that happened. Jobs change lives. They change the trajectory of families. They change cycles. They change generations. And good jobs solve a lot of problems. And the private sector delivers those jobs when we create an environment for people to succeed in them. So very proud of what's happening here. All of you who have played a role in this, and all of you who are engaged in this. This is exactly the thing that needs to be happening. When I came into office, and this all started long before I got here. I take no credit for what's happening here. I just get to take credit to say, I love what's happening here, and we are doubling down on what's happening here for the next generation. When I came into office, I said we need to change the way high school looks. And we started that by doing CTE grants all over the state. We need to change the way post-secondary looks, not do away with one strategy of it, but just build upon it and enhance what we already have in this state. So, and I'll close by saying, is it Nathan that was the HVAC student who won the skills test? Is that his name, Nathan? Yes. Is that right? I know that Scott said that there's a building next door down there, but Nathan, I know people in the air conditioning business. you might have real opportunities with. So grateful for everybody here. It's a very exciting day for this county, for this community. It is a model, an example of what should be and is starting to happen more and more all across this state, the greatest state in the greatest country in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Governor. Absolutely, talking about the celebration of the increase that we're going to see in the number of workforce students in programs at both institutions. We also very proud, we have some young ladies who are here today to meet you. We're very proud also of our student athletes. Run State Community College 2 years ago started a volleyball team. That volleyball team competed hard the first year, did really well. The second year, this season, they did so well, they won the state of Tennessee. They're the champions for the state of Tennessee. I'd like to invite them up because they've got a gift for you. They've got a shirt and a game ball, and they just want to give that to you and say hello to you and maybe get a photo with you, sir. Chris, right here. Stop right there. Are we going to get a picture? Yeah, we are. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, Governor Lee, for making regional partnerships between TCATs, community colleges, industry, economic development, workforce development agencies, and K-12 a priority. TCAT Knoxville is the recipient of Give 2.0 2 grants, which allowed industry and educational partners. We're going to provide meaningful and sustainable work experiences for our students. And now, without further ado, let's cut a ribbon. We've got lots to do today, so we're excited. We're going to cut the ribbon at the bay door in the back, and please join us outside with any students and guests.
All right, we good?
I do say
second. We're gonna get some pictures, and then when I count 3, 2, 1, cut it. Okay? Everybody, get your pictures. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey!